Hi everyone, this is Hiba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working in my traveler's notebook. I will be documenting 3 photos of my kids being silly, and I decided to use my scrapbook.com stamp sets. These are all like sentiment stamp sets, which I really enjoy. You guys know how much I love my phrases and sentiments. I'm going to start by trying to figure out which pattern paper I want to use. I'm going to end up using this one with the circles. I just felt like it added a pop of color to my 3 photos, and I had a lot of space where I could add my 3 photos. Now, I do this all the time. I always like to back up my photos either with some scrap paper or strips of scrap paper. And this is definitely one of my favorite ways to kind of back up my photos is using strips of scrap paper and adding them to the edge of my layout. It brings in some color and it also grounds my photos. So I really like this polka dotted black and white. I'm going to go ahead and stick that down first. And then I'm going to grab the black and white striped paper and add that right above the polka dotted paper. This is really going to make a huge difference with my spread because it, like I said, it's going to bring in some color. It's going to back up my photos and I'm going to have kind of somewhere to start from. So once I have those done, I'm going to trim off the edges and then I'm going to grab those photos and start sticking them down. Now, I will not stick them down in a straight line. I'm going to kind of maneuver them a little bit. So that center photo is going to end up falling in the fold of my traveler's notebook. So I'm going to end up trimming it and then adding the photo on both sides of my spread, if that makes sense. And I really like that look. It really adds a little something. And also, I decided not to add them in a straight line because I wanted to make sure I had space to add embellishments on both sides of my photos. So that's why I went with that and trimmed down that photo. Now that I have my photos stuck down, I'm going to start stamping. I'm going to end up using the Heartfelt Friendship Sentiment stamp set. This had some really cute sentiments like, I'm just so happy that you're in my life. A good friend knows all your best secrets or stories or something like that. So I decided to stamp next to each photo one of those sentiments. And those circles really gave, let's say, a little something to my sentiments, and I like that a lot. I love these sentiments. My kids are so close and they're have the best friendship. So these sentiments just worked so well with documenting their photos. I'm also going to be stamping on some vellum. I love using vellum. It adds a lot of texture to your spread. And also it works as an embellishment. So I'm going to stamp from the bottom of my heart and I'll tuck it behind my photo. I'm also going to grab some label stickers because there's some words in these sentiments that I thought I could stamp on labels. That way I bring in some color to my photos or on the right side of my spread. And also it gives me some space to stamp on. So I love using labels for that. I end up wanting to stamp a few words. Now, one of the stamp sets, I think it's the Heartfelt Thanks stamp set, had the word love, and I only wanted to use the word love. So I just grab a very small acrylic block and I will only ink up that word from my sentiment and stamp it in my label. I also found friendship, but it was in a sentiment. So I'm going to use my washi tape to cover the rest of the words and leave that friendship word uncovered. I'll ink it up and then stamp it in my label. And that way I can use certain words that are in my sentiment stamp and not have to use the whole sentiment, if that makes sense. And you're going to see it's stamped out really well. I just will remove the washi tape before I stamp, and it worked perfectly. And that's a great way to use your phrase stamps or your sentiment stamps. Just wanting to use one word, it's a great way to do that. Now I'm going through my embellishments. I want to add as many puffy hearts as possible. I love my puffy hearts. I end up just kind of bringing in some color from the left side. So there was red, I used a red puffy heart. If there was yellow, I used yellow, things like that. Always use your pattern paper to help you add color to your spread. I'm also going to end up adding them to my circles, and I'm not going to stop there, by the way. I'm going to put my puffy hearts away, but then I'm going to go back in and grab some more and add some more to my circles because I really liked how that looked. It added like texture and a pop of color, and I really like how everything flowed nicely. I'm also going to grab some different embellishments, some stickers. I'll tuck them behind my photos. I add some of these flags just to bring in more color and more texture to my spread. And this is where I feel like I need to go back in and grab some of those puffy hearts again and add them to my circles. So I will end up just adding smaller sized puffy hearts, larger, and it really made me so happy just to be able to use my puffy hearts and add more color to my spread. But anyways, I believe I'm done. I'm just going to finish up adding my puffy hearts, and then I'll call my layout done. Don't forget, I add all the links for everything I used in my videos down in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!